you're here with me upon this beautiful day. The rain just cleansed all of the energy, and it just feels like a rebirth within itself. So I awoke upon this rising and just felt so called to create this video. So upon this video, I'm going to dive into 19 different psychic gifts and give an explanation upon what each psychic gift means. And it is wise to know that we are not bound by one psychic gift. One could possess perhaps all of these psychic gifts, or a handful, or just a couple. There is no right or wrong when it comes to psychic gifts. Sometimes they are ancestral, sometimes they are gifts we have carried within us through countless lifetimes. And sometimes the psychic gift is something new for our soul that is here upon this lifetime, that we are here to work with and ground into and master in a sense. So if you have a feeling or a calling that you might possess one of these gifts, but you haven't fully grounded or mastered into it, that's okay. There is still time. So I want to begin with the clairs, which is Clairaudience, Clairvoyance, Claircognizance, Clairempathy, and Clairsentience, and Clairalience. And then after the clairs, we will go into the different ones. Let us begin with Clairaudience. So clairaudience is the ability to perceive sounds or words from the spirit world. It is often described as the psychic ability to hear beyond the physical realm and receive messages from the divine, angels, spirits, loved ones who have crossed on, and sometimes even past life versions of yourself. So those with clairaudient abilities may hear voices, sometimes even music, or other sounds that others cannot perceive. You could be sitting in a cafe, surrounded by so many people, and receive a message from the divine, from an angel, a whisper that goes into your spirit, and you are the only one that can hear this. That is clairaudience. So this gift allows individuals to tune into the spiritual realm and gain insight from higher sources. It is truly such an extraordinary gift, and it is a perception that can be developed through meditation, practice, spiritual practices, and really tuning in and connecting with one's own intuition and grounding into this. Clairaudience is not only beneficial for the individual with the gift, but it can be a psychic gift that can be shared with others in profound ways. Let's get into clairvoyance. This is perhaps the most understood of all the clairs in regards to a large majority of the collective understand this one. So clairvoyance is the ability to perceive events or information beyond the natural range of the senses. It is associated with, right here, the third eye, and it is the ability to see things that are not visible to the naked eye. One could see spirits or ghosts or aspects of a town that used to exist where others cannot. So as an example, let's say you're walking through a field and you see this old farmhouse, and then you blink and it's not there. And when you do your research, you discover that there was a farmhouse that used to live there, or exist there, and it burned down in a fire. So that would be an example of clairvoyance. So those who possess clairvoyance are said to have a very heightened sense of intuition and are able to receive messages from the spiritual world. A spirit could come to them and give them a message, and this is different than clairaudience because even though they are perceiving the message from the spirit, they are able to physically see them within their mind's eye in a somewhat physical sense. So that is the difference of being able to communicate with spirits from clairvoyance and clairaudience. So this gift is seen as a psychic ability, and it's believed to be more rare, even though it's one of the most popular, understood signs of clairvoyance. of the clairs. It's quite rare. Now let's get into claircognizance, which is, it's knowing. It's clear knowing. It's knowing without knowing how you know it. You just know it. So without any logical explanation whatsoever. And this spiritual gift allows individuals to receive intuition and intuitive knowledge and insights about people, situations, or events. This form of psychic ability is often described as, like I just said, a deep inner knowing that comes without any prior knowledge or evidence. And those who possess claircognizance are able to tap into a higher wisdom and knowledge and perceive guidance from the spiritual realm. And this gift can be a very powerful tool for helping others in making very important life decisions. It's such a gut feeling, you know, it's like, oh, you just know it without knowing how you know it. And it's very, very connected to that gut. And now let's get into Clairempathy, which is a higher level of empathy. So if you know that you're very empathetic, but you can't relate to people who are like, oh, I can just switch it off, you probably have Clairempathy because it's embedded within your spirit. And it is the ability to feel and understand the emotions and energies of others on quite a profound level. Those who are blessed with Clairempathy are able to sense pain, joy, all of the emotions from the lowest to the highest of others. And they understand this energy, they pick up on it without exchanging a word. They could just walk by somebody in a grocery store and feel everything that person is feeling. And sometimes they hold on to it and it becomes their own, because clairempaths are psychic sponges. And it is wise to understand how to protect your energy and how to really navigate the psychic gift, because it can be one of the more difficult ones to master in this life. To master in this. Get into clairsentience, which is similar to clairempathy in a way where one is able to pick up the energies and vibrations of another being. But something that I have found that differs between clairempathy and clairsentience is that clairempathy tends to be only in regards to picking up the energies and vibrations and emotions of other human beings, whereas clairsentience is beyond this. You can pick up the energies of other individuals, but it is a gift that can allow one to pick up the energies and vibrations of a place, a physical location, whether it be a haunted home, a meadow that is full of divinity, or an animal, just everything beyond the human realm of existence. And these that one picks up on is associated with the gut. It's associated with this gut feeling. Let's say you walk into a room and you just, oh, you feel it in your gut. You just feel like there's a heaviness within the aura of everybody that is within this room. You might be at the DMV. You know, it's very much associated with a gut feeling and a strong intuition that cannot easily be explained. And it is one that is often more controllable than those who have clairempathy, where clairempathy, it could be hard not to be that psychic sponge of others, or clairsentience, you can really create really strong boundaries and understand, oh, I'm walking into this place, I'm about to see this person, I don't necessarily want to feel the energies today, so you can create that wall with so much more ease. And now let's get into the last clair that I will be talking about today, which is Clairalience, which is psychic smells. Clairsentient or Clairalience is the ability to perceive spiritual or psychic information through the sense of smell. This can manifest as the ability to smell a particular scent, or fragrance that is not physically there, that nobody else can smell or pick up on. Sometimes spirits, let's say a spirit always smoked a cigar and he was your grandfather, and you could just be sitting in your room as someone who never smokes, and all of a sudden there's a strong sense of a cigar smell that can indicate that your grandfather's spirit is with you. Or you can walk into a home, a very, very old home, and smell fresh baked bread, and you're like, wow, let's eat some bread. And the person who owns the home could be like, I don't have bread, I'm not baking bread. That could indicate that the original owner of that home used to make bread. So, just a, just a little example. People with clairalience may experience sudden, unexplained smells that are associated with a specific person, event, or energy. This intuitive gift can be very, very powerful for receiving guidance and understanding from the spiritual realm. You could be a guide for others. You could be like, I smell a sense of floral, and you could help somebody connect with their grandmother or their mother or their sister that passed away who always wore the sense of floral. And it can also be a bit prophetic in a sense. You could smell fire, and a couple of days later there could be a fire. So once one understands how to master this gift and really ground into it, it can not only be spiritual insights, but it could be spiritual warnings as well. Now let's get into the other psychic gifts that are beyond the clairs. Let's get into telepathy. Telepathy is the ability to communicate through thoughts and feelings, which is such a divine gift. It is often said that those in ancient realms like Lemuria and ancient Egypt, they could communicate through telepathy, and this form of communication transcends the limitations of language and physical barriers, allowing for deep and profound connection between individuals. Being able to communicate through your mind is so beautiful and so advanced, but it's so inherent to human beings. But it is something that we have lost, and it is something that we are being guided to remember and act upon. So if you do have the gift of telepathy, that is beautiful, and you're probably a very, very advanced human being. So through telepathy, one can share emotions, ideas, and even images and conversation without uttering a single word. Get into mediumship, which is the bridge between the physical world and the realm of spirits. Mediums serve as this bridge between the physical and the spirit world, and can offer comfort and guidance and healing to those seeking to communicate with loved ones who have passed on. Through their heightened intuition, mediums can really tap into this sensitivity and able to receive messages, symbols, and signs from the spirit world and deliver them to their client or friend or random person on the street with such compassion and clarity to those in need. Mediums can be the final doorway into those who are grieving to have full closure. By opening themselves up to the spiritual realm, mediums are able to bring forth messages of love, hope, clarity, and as a medium myself, that is always necessary. You always have to give some message that allows your client to be like, okay, you're really communicating with my loved one. And just reassurance from those who have crossed over. So through their connection with the divine, through their connection to the spirit world, mediums can offer a sense of peace and closure to those who are grieving, which is such a beautiful gift and honor to possess within this lifetime. And it can also just bring a light and understanding to the mysteries surrounding death. Talk about channeling. Channeling and mediumship are often put in the same boat, but they are very different. Channeling can be channeling the messages of angels or past lives or higher beings or lower beings. It is not necessarily those loved ones who have crossed on. There's a fine line between mediumship and channeling. So by opening oneself up to the powers of channeling, one can connect to a higher power, and individuals can receive guidance, messages, wisdom, and sometimes even healing energy from the spirit realm, whoever they're channeling. Channeling involves quieting the mind, raising one's vibration, protecting one's energy, and allowing themselves to be a guide and a messenger for whoever and whatever they are channeling. And this process allows for a direct connection from the spiritual realms, the higher realms, the lower realms, where messages of love, light, knowledge, wisdom can be transmitted into this physical world that we live upon. Channeling is a very, very powerful tool. It's a very powerful gift. Now let's get into remote viewing. Remote viewing is an extrasensory perception that involves being able to perceive or describe a target location, object, or event without physically being there at the location. It's a type of psychic gift that has been studied and explored for over 100 years by parapsychologists and scientists. So there's a lot of case studies that one can look into if you do possess this gift, or you're very interested in learning more about this, because in remote viewing, the viewer, the psychic, can use their senses to gather information about their target location, which can be a place, an object, a person, or an event. It can even be an event that happened in the past. A lot of psychics who possess remote viewing can work cold cases, which I find very, very interesting. And it used to be something more common, or maybe it still is common. Maybe they're just keeping it more hush-hush nowadays. So this foresight can be such a powerful tool for guiding. It typically uses a very specific technique, such as visualization, meditation, or free association, and able to tap into their subconscious mind and really tune into their target location. To the next one, precognition. Have you ever had a dream or a vision that came true? If you did, then you probably possess this psychic gift. The ability to foresee events before they happen is a gift that some individuals possess. This intuitive sense allows them to tap into the spiritual realm and receive visions of the future. Sometimes these visions can occur in a dream, or sometimes you could be randomly just chilling and a vision will come to you about the future. And in order to know that you have this gift, these visions that you have will come true. Doesn't necessarily mean that they all come true, but most of them will come true. So it doesn't always have to be through a dream or just chilling. One can go into a meditation, go into a prayer, or other spiritual practices in order to see these visions, download these visions. And sometimes these visions can come, like I said, when you least suspect it. So really, really grounding into this gift and really learning the subtle cues that are to come when receiving a vision. Now, energy healing. Some people don't view this as a psychic gift, but I absolutely view this as a psychic gift, because although every single human is energetic, have energy within us, not everybody can be able to tap into the realms of energy in order to give healing. So energy healing is a practice that focuses on the belief that the body and every single thing that exists within this world has an energy field that can be manipulated and balanced to promote physical, emotional, spiritual, mental well-being. Practitioners of energy healing believe that by working with this energy field, tapping into it, they can help remove blockages, restore balance, promote healing within the body, the mind, the soul, or the spirit, or within a physical location. Maybe something traumatic happened and they're healing the energy, transmuting that energy into restoring it into something more pure and light. So, like I said, energy healing is often put in the category of holistic healing in this modern world, but it is a very ancient modality that is a psychic gift. And another thing is aura reading. This is often considered in the modern world not necessarily a psychic gift, but it is. Every single human has an aura, every single object has an aura, and those who are able to pick up on auras and see auras are psychics. My mind went away for a second. So individuals who have the ability of aura reading can interpret the energy field that surround living beings, objects, or spaces. This involves being able to tap into the subtle vibrations and frequencies that exist and emanate from a person's aura or an object, or etc., that can gain insight into their emotional well-being, their mental, their spiritual state, or simply just seeing somebody and be like, they have so much purple and white around them, and that's just such a beautiful thing to witness. Or maybe you can see that somebody has a lot of darkness, a lot of gray around them that day, which can indicate sadness or grief. And if it feels right, again, always use your intuition. You can go to that individual and help them by seeing their aura. And you might be able to manipulate the aura also. Be like, let's take some of this heaviness away. On to the next one, telekinesis. I love this psychic gift. I do not possess it, unfortunately. I used to practice it a lot as a child, and then I gave up and just tuned into my other psychic gifts. So anyway, telekinesis is the ability to move objects with the power of your mind. With the power of your mind. It's so cool. And this is a very, very real psychic gift, and it's a very rare psychic gift. It's considered an extraordinary phenomenon, and it allows him to manipulate physical objects without any physical contact. Like, if I had it, I could go and move that fan right now. So, through the power of concentration and mental focus, one can harness this energy to move objects at their own will. It's a manifestation of the mind's connection with the material realm and the spiritual realm, utilizing this energy to flow freely from you to manipulate the energy around you. On to the next one, pyrokinesis, which is one that most people fear and misunderstand because it's the ability to manipulate fire. So the ability to manipulate fire through the power of the mind is a gift. In and of itself, pyrokinesis is a practice that requires a deep concentration to the element of fire, and a deep connection with the element of fire, and a strong sense of inner peace and control within themselves. Because if you have this ability and you're not able to go into a state of peace and control within yourself, this can be very bad. The fire can become completely out of control. But if you do have control of it, so much power and beauty to you. So those who have mastered pyrokinesis, which is a very, very rare amount of humans, are able to create and control flames through their thoughts alone, harnessing the energy of fire for both protection and enlightenment, or destruction. Because some people who have this gift are not always tapped into the peace within. So this is why it's like very important to ground and understand this gift, to be able to work with this energy safely. Next one is automatic writing, and this is a psychic gift. It is the channeling of divine inspiration through the written word in a sacred practice that allows the flow of spiritual guidance from the higher self, or from angels or spirits, anyone within the spiritual realm, and manifest these messages onto paper. Usually one closes their eyes and just writes, and then when they read it, it's something divine, it's something extraordinary. And by surrendering to the higher power and letting the pen move freely, one can tap into the wisdom of the universe, of the spiritual realms, of their higher self, and receive such divine messages. This form of automatic writing is a very, very powerful tool for connecting with the divine and gaining insight and sharing this insight with others and allowing these messages to be shared. Because I personally, and this is my own personal thought, believe that those who have automatic writing should share not everything, but they should share certain messages with the collective, because it's probably very much needed. And also it is said that those who have automatic writing can transcend the limitations of the ego and access that deeper level of consciousness. On to the next one, animal telepathy, also known as animal communication or animal mind reading, are psychics who can communicate with the animal realm. It's the ability to transmit thoughts or feelings from one animal to another, or animal to human. And when I say one animal to another, a psychic who has this gift can see two cats within a home and be able to understand what they say to each other. Or if it's animal to human, they could communicate with a horse. The horse could talk to them. Psychics of animal telepathy believe that animals have a very, very unique form of communication that allows them to convey their thoughts and emotions directly to humans. And that animals, and that animals can similarly communicate with animals through mental telepathy. So this can be a very, very powerful gift to possess for those who are called to work with the animal world and really help individuals who have pets who need to communicate with them. Like, why is my animal acting this way? One would call up animal psychic and be like, hey, my cat is going crazy, can you come talk to her? They will talk to the cat and problem solved. The next psychic gift is Astral Projection. This is one that most humans have the ability to really tap into within this lifetime, but not everybody will ground and accept Astral Projection. So it is a psychic gift that is associated with a deep meditation, out-of-body experience, and the exploration of a soul's journey through the constraints of the material world. One can also astral project during the dream realm and be able to manipulate the dream realm with free will. Those who engage in astral projection are able to connect with their higher selves, gain spiritual insights, expand their understanding of the universe and their place within it. And when mastering this astral projection, one can also travel through the ethers and visit past lives of not only themselves but of others. And the last psychic gift I will get into today is that of prophecy. The divine gift of prophecy is such a sacred ability bestowed upon certain individuals by higher powers, and it's different from those who have precognizance, because those who have the gift of precognition, they are able to tap into this more frequently. For those who have the gifts of prophecy, it can be a once-in-a-lifetime gift, or it could occur every so often, like once in a blue moon, and they don't necessarily have control over it. It is just a deep message from the goddess, God, Great Spirit, something profound and of the highest frequencies. So through prophecy, the chosen ones are able to receive messages and insights from the higher realms of existence and can offer this message to the collective, and it can prevent certain things or predict certain things. It differs for each prophetic vision. So prophecy is not to be taken lightly. It carries a gift that comes with great, great responsibility to be able to share these messages with true integrity. My mind. And compassion, and those who heed the words of prophecy are often guided towards their true purpose and destiny, finding solace in the knowledge that they are being guided by forces far beyond the physical realm. And the gift of prophecy is a sacred bond between the earthly and the spiritual realms, bridging the gap between the seen and the unseen. So, beautiful beings, those are 19 different psychic gifts. I would personally love to hear what psychic gifts you possess within the comments below, and make sure to stay connected. I'm going to be creating so many different YouTube videos, so subscribe, stay connected, follow me on social media, and if you have any questions regarding anything that I just spoke about, please comment it. I would love to communicate with you, and as always, it was such an honor to be here with you. So, blessed be.